You are listening to MWM on Show 95. Tonight's editorial is written by Martin Pettigo and read by Alaba Tibor. Ladies and gentlemen, this message is for everyone who still believes that public office is a duty and not a lifetime possession. This reflection is not meant to flatter anyone in power, and it is not delivered in anger. It is spoken with respect for the people who live under the decisions of those in elected office. Tonight, we face a difficult truth about modern democracy. Across the world, we see elected officials who entered office decades ago, so long ago that the world outside their windows has changed while they remained the same. They no longer feel the weight of ordinary life. They no longer carry the struggles of everyday families. They no longer know the world beyond their protected political circle. In the United States of America, many lawmakers have held power for 40 and even 50 years. Chuck Schumer entered elected office in 1975 and has been in the Senate since 1999. Mitch McConnell has served in the Senate from Kentucky since 1985, continuing in power well into his 80s. Chuck Grassley has served in the Senate since 1981 after years in public office before that. Bernie Sanders has spent decades in Congress and the Senate and still seeks re-election deep into his 80s. The longer a politician stays in office, the further they drift from the people they claim to represent. They do not feel rising rent or grocery bills climbing or shrinking wages or broken public services. They live differently, protected and insulated from the daily reality faced by the people who elected them. Across the ocean in Great Britain, political longevity has also shaped Parliament. Harriet Harman served nearly 40 years before stepping down in 2024. Sir Peter Bottomley's from 1975 until leaving Parliament in 2024. Diane Abbott has served since 1987, one of the longest serving members of Parliament. Across Europe, the pattern continues. Germany saw Wolfgang Schäuble in public life for more than 50 years. Italy continues with the same political figures returning again and again. Russia has seen Vladimir Putin reshape authority to extend his hold on power. And in Africa, the consequences are even deeper. Paul Biya has ruled Cameroon since 1982, more than 4 decades under one leader. This is not renewal. It is not accountability. It is power, staying long after purpose has expired. The framers of the American Constitution feared this very result. They believed leadership should be temporary and that power must return to the people. So they created midterm elections to prevent elected officials from becoming too comfortable. Every 2 years, the people were meant to correct the course of the government. But over time, politicians learned how to avoid that accountability. They mastered fundraising. They redrew districts to protect themselves. They built donor networks. They controlled their public image. They turned public office into a career path. So we must ask, how do we correct a system where leaders say we have no kings in America while staying in power long enough to become political royalty? They speak of serving the American people, yet many work harder to keep the seat than to serve the citizen. Meanwhile, the country struggles with inflation, with division, with broken systems, and with declining trust. America is pleading from the hands of those elected to protect it. The answer is not another slogan and not another campaign speech. The answer is structure, term limits, mandatory rotation, and real accountability. No one must make a lifelong career out of public service. Because when a seat becomes a career, the people become secondary. When power stays too long, it stops serving. When power becomes comfortable, it becomes disconnected. When leadership refuses to rotate, democracy begins to weaken. Every nation must face this truth. Every government must take it seriously. And America, the example the world watches, must lead by change. This is MWM Show 95, written by Martin K. Pettigo, read by Alaba Tibor. Slow, steady, honest, and uncompromising.
You're tuned to MW Radio, feel the vibe.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Martin Pettigo, and this is MWM on Show 95.
Energy flow! Feel the beat, it's a tramp's delight. MWM